Imagine a performance so powerful it invokes not just awe, but a deep, unsettling feeling that sticks with you long after the curtain falls, where laughter and fear intertwine, and you're left questioning what you just witnessed. Welcome to the dark and haunting world of minstrel horror, the twisted origin of modern-day thrills and chills. But don't get too comfortable. This tale is more than a story. It's a journey back to the roots of horror itself. Ready? Let's dive in. You see, it all began in the 1800s. Minstrel shows were wildly popular across the United States, where audiences packed theaters craving a strange blend of comedy and dark fascination. While these shows were controversial, they laid the groundwork for a genre that would soon evolve into something even more disturbing. But before we dive into the horror, ask yourself, why are we so captivated by things that frighten us? I'll let you think about that for a moment as we go deeper. Here's a fun twist. Some performances were so intense that people would actually faint in the audience. That's right. Imagine fainting from a show and then telling your friends all about it. Talk about extreme entertainment. As audiences grew hungry for something different, minstrelsy took a darker turn. Scenes became more twisted, stories creepier. Themes of the supernatural crept in. People wanted to be haunted, challenged by their own fears. And so horror began to fuse with performance art. These were the first seeds of minstrel horror. What was once purely comedy now had an edge, an unsettling edge. And those who experienced it, they left the theater with chills that went far beyond the cool night air. The line between reality and performance began to blur. Which brings us to a spine-tingling question. How did these performers achieve this eerie effect? Well, it wasn't just about acting, it was about immersion, about pulling people into a world that felt inescapable. Imagine a dark stage, a lone candle illuminating a twisted face. Performers began to experiment with props, lighting, and sound, crafting an atmosphere that drew you in until you felt like you were trapped in the horror yourself. The beauty of it? You were safe, yet utterly terrified. Isn't that what we still crave today in horror movies? That perfect blend of safety and terror? Oh, but don't worry. You won't need a ticket to get in on this horror story. Just stick around, if you dare. These early performances carved a path, laying the foundations for what horror would become in cinema, television, and even haunted houses today. Ever wonder why old, abandoned theaters feel so spooky? Or why creepy clowns send chills down our spines? Well, it's because these roots run deep, and they've left their mark on us. But here's the real kicker. These shows didn't just entertain. They created legends. Characters who seemed to step out of the shadows, trailing whispers of curses and hauntings. And once these figures took root in folklore, they never left. From the ghostly figures haunting old theaters to the whispers of cursed stages, the legacy of minstrel horror lingers in every haunted house and every shadow that creeps along a dimly lit stage. Today, it's easy to forget where it all started, but the influence is woven into every corner of horror, waiting to surprise you in the least expected places. So, the next time you feel that chill up your spine, maybe in a theater, maybe watching a horror film, ask yourself, is it just the show? Or is something else lurking nearby? As we've seen, horror didn't start with monsters in the movies or haunted houses on Halloween. It began on stage, with people who dared to confront what scared them most. And isn't that perhaps the most thrilling part of it all? The origins of horror reveal a deeper connection to our fears, a connection that has never really left us. And if you think this is the end of our haunted journey, think again. For more bone-chilling tales, check out my next video where we explore the chilling, true haunted house story, a place where fear has left a permanent mark. You don't want to miss this one. See you there.